My name's Zena and I'm a counsellor. I counsel people over the phone, which is probably your EAP if you've got one, your Employee Assistance Programme. So I do short-term counselling for people needing quick solutions to problems such as anxiety, depression, bereavement and other sorts of stress involved with lifestyle and our world today. So today I'd like to talk to you about anxiety. And anxiety really is to do with a thought process that connects to our feelings and then our behaviours. Anxiety is an essential part of being a human being. It's part of our brain and it's how we survive. So our brain adapted anxiety years ago when we were living on the plains of Africa, and it kept us in a state of high alert and hypervigilance in order to protect ourselves from getting hurt, eaten, killed, that sort of thing. So our brain doesn't recognise that today that we're living in an environment which isn't as dangerous as it was back then, but still our body goes into that anxiety, that high alert state if we feel threatened. So anxiety really comes from a sense of perceived threat. So there's lots of different types of anxiety, and today I want to talk about work anxiety. So work anxiety can be anything that's happening at work. Maybe you don't feel good enough, maybe your role is too difficult, maybe you're snowed under so you have a work overload, maybe your work and home life balance is out of whack and basically you're concentrating more on work and so you're taking work home with you when you really don't have to. Maybe there's colleagues at work that you don't get on with, maybe it's a boss, maybe you feel stressed, and maybe there could be a situation with bullying. So what I want you to do really to start with is to notice those thoughts that are coming along in the morning, usually before work, or even before the night before, so maybe Sunday night anxiety, looking forward to Monday morning's kind of work and what you have to deal with. So there are a couple of things you can do, and the first thing I want you to do, which I'm going to talk about in this video, is to distract yourself and centre yourself back down, ground yourself essentially back into your body, and to stop that negative thought process that we go off into. Now we trigger that negative thought process ourselves, and I want you to watch for those triggers that happen. So it may be, oh no, I've got to go to work tomorrow and I may be late, and the boss is going to want this bit of work in and I haven't managed to complete it, or it doesn't feel like it's good enough. So notice those thoughts. So the first thought might be I might be late, and then that's going to add to my anxiety. So why are you going to be late? Why are you thinking about going to be late? The chances are you aren't going to be late, but worrying about it and building on that is going to cause that anxiety. So we'll start with, I'm going to be late. If I'm late, then my boss will get cross with me again. Then I feel like I'm not as valuable as I could be. I may get fired. If I get fired, I'll lose my mortgage. I might lose my children. My life is over. I'll end up homeless. That's an example of maybe a very quick rendition of where thoughts can go if we let them. So the plan is really to stop yourself from that first thought. So I want you to use things, the first thing I'm going to talk about is distraction. So it's quite common to use this, and you may have heard it before, but I want you to really use it. So it's about naming things around where you are, which will bring you back into your body, ground you back into yourself. So chair, table, wall, ceiling, windows, curtains, anything that's around your room I want you to name. Your brain can't think about two things at once. So if you distract your brain from those negative thoughts by using simple basic technique like that, the simpler the better, we find, that you will stop your brain from going off onto that negative stacking situation, and therefore bring yourself and your anxiety and lower your stress, lower your heart rate. You'll notice that when you start to think and when you start to get anxious, your shoulders go up around your ears, so it's a good idea to drop those shoulders. Take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Really good deep breaths in right into your belly. You can put your hand here to notice that you're breathing very deeply, and then start to think about those things around the room. Now it's about noticing those triggers. So the first thing to do is to notice when those negative thoughts happen and look out for them. So I want you to try and do that. Then use that naming technique. You may have to use that 10 times over and over and over, and you may have to use that every 15 minutes, every half an hour to start with. It's about retraining that habit that your brain has got into. So we'll talk more about things like that in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please send a comment if you'd like to, and I will try to help. I'm here for you, so I will counsel you. So if you'd like to talk to me and you'd like me to answer specific questions, I will do that in my videos. So please make a comment and subscribe, and maybe I can help you, take you through and lower some of that anxiety that you've got in your life, which is preventing you from feeling relaxed and functioning. Thank you.